Welcome to the Does This Happen to You podcast, where we explore the funny side of Truth is Stranger Than Fiction stories. Our story this week is from the book Stripped Down, A Naked Memoir by Stacey Keith. Check it out on Amazon.com. Ralph Mercado looks like Satan. It's my first thought as I exit the plane in Rhode Island where Ralph, my new feature agent, booked me my first solo gig. He's swarthy and powerfully built. A pronounced widow's peak gives special intensity to his Sicilian eyes. He wears his hair in a ponytail, but you don't notice that at first because of the blinding amount of jewelry, diamond-encrusted pinky rings, and enough gold chains to choke a horse. I paste on a smile and shake his hand, which is surprisingly warm and strong. He grins. It's just the way Satan would grin if he caught you masturbating. You think I look like a pimp, don't ya? Yes, I say, and I look like your hooker. We cut quite a figure at the airport. I'm not exactly dressed for the junior league, and he's got on some kind of snazzy shirt open to the third button. His chest is bronzed and smooth. I wonder if he waxes it. Guys with briefcases are giving themselves whiplash. Women emit shrill, forced laughs. Listen to them fucking whores, he mutters as we wait for my luggage. A group of them are whispering and staring. Are they always this cunty around you? They usually point. Know what them broads need. Ralph hoists my bag off the carousel as though it weighs no more than a Chinese takeout carton. They need my fucking foot up their ass. I like Ralph. We walk to the parking lot. Ralph's car is double parked. I hesitate to call it a car because it looks like a hearse with all gold appointments. Rims so shiny they make you want to stagger away, clutching your eyeballs. A retractable Cadillac emblem pops up when Ralph turns the key. I gape at him. You've got to be kidding me. What? You don't like it? How do you not have the FBI, the local heat, and the IRS on you every second of the day? I'm a law-abiding citizen. To prove his point, he waves to a nearby cop who's ripping meter violations off her pad and stuffing them under wiper blades. She waves back. I notice that Ralph's car has mysteriously escaped her notice. Do you know her? I ask. This is Rhode Island. I know everybody. How incestuous. He laughs and makes it sound genuine. Maybe it is genuine. You hungry? He says. I got a place. We drive through what looks like a Norman Rockwell painting with big bricks homes on square lots and hundreds of maples rubied by autumn. They're everywhere, a contrast to blazing yellows and golds and here and there green of a resolute pine. It must be nearing local election time because campaign signs featuring Italian surnames are everywhere, mushrooning out of yards, and median strips, and freeway off-ramps. I sneak a look at Ralph. His enjoyment of his own alpha maleness is like nothing I've ever seen. His cologne is woodsy and masculine, expensive. I'm beginning to think the good humor is real, not just a cover-up. Maybe he isn't a bipolar linguine eater who gives you a hug 1 minute, then pistol whips you the next. "Here we go," he says, turning left into a gravel parking lot. "Best goddamn hash browns in Rhode Island." There's a diner that looks like an Airstream camper dead center on the lot. Big, swinging dick like Ralph. I was at least expecting one of those neighborhood joints with all the Christmas lights, statues of the Madonna, and decrepit Italian waiters. So only the most discriminating Guidos eat here? I say. There's that grin again. Seems the more I smart off, the more he likes it. The place is an armpit, but the owner and waitress on duty trip over themselves to wait on us. The booths are hard-shell plastic for easy cleanup, like, say, if someone gets his head blown off. The menus are sticky and dented, obviously printed in the 50s. Flies buzz listlessly on a grimy yellow window. I can never figure out how those little bastards are smart enough to fly away when you swat them, but too dumb to find the door. "What are you getting?" Ralph asks. "Cheese blintzes." "Them things ain't nothing but lard." "What?" "Lard." "Spell it." "What are you, deaf?" Lard. I'll take my chances. Our waitress, also from the 50s, hustles over. She's got all the props: gum, pink polyester uniform, support hose, and a chewed pencil tucked behind one ear. If this place weren't such a health code violation, I'd think she was being purposely kitschy. She takes our order in triplicate and shingles the yellow copy on a stainless steel order wheel. The cook keeps an anxious watch on us from the pass-through window. "This place is like a movie set," I marvel. "You don't live on no cattle ranch back in Texas?" "Fresh out of cattle." The waitress zips back, pouring burnt coffee into squat, thick-lipped mugs. I keep waiting for her to call me Hun. "How'd you like that cover of you on Busty Beauties? The one with the cowboy hat?" I shrug. I think I look goofy in photos. "I don't think goofy is the word I'd use." He pulls a manila envelope out of a jacket pocket. Inside are covers torn from magazines. They're all of me. D-cup, gent, jugs, sherry, score, titillation, barely 18, bust out, and half a dozen others I've never heard of. "Wow," I say. "I haven't seen these." I look okay in some of them, but it's a face I'm entirely too used to. I've always wanted a different face, something more mysterious. Mine is as open and artless as a sunflower. "Yeah, a hot commodity," he says. Why does everybody keep telling me that? "I've got bookings out the wazoo for you. Make the most of it while you can." What does that mean? "You want to buy a house?" "No." "Go back to school?" "No." "Well, what the hell do you want then?" What a question. I take a breath, considering it. I want to continue living for today, my time accountable to no one. My whole life I've spent hours in public libraries, luxuriating in Wharton, Austin, Burney, Maugham. My love of art and literature started in 5th grade when I went to a progressive school. By progressive, I mean there were 15 kids and 2 teachers, Rich and Lily, who wore ponchos and sat around all day getting stoned. I usually hid in the school library, which was always closed, but I got pretty good at picking the lock. And there I'd stay, reading everything I could get my hands on, especially books on the Renaissance, on Picasso, and on ballet choreographer Georges Balanchine, who fascinated me. I could never figure out how a man so talented could be such a bastard to his dancers. Even as an adult, I loved going to the opera, the theater, the ballet, although it was apparent I was an object of derision to other culture vultures because I looked so out of place. Porno Barbie, 3rd box from the left. Yet there are moments, usually in the rare space between thoughts, when I know I would trade all of that just to be seen, to be with a man who can look me in the eyes without judgment, or worry, or distraction, without working an agenda or an angle, without plotting my overthrow. Sometimes sex seems to promise that. In the breathless suspension of climax, there seems to be only this holy conjoining of souls, But then the moment is gone, and our tyranny of dysfunction begins anew. Not that I make being seen all that easy. I distract the unsuspecting with my sexual allure, bartering lust for real intimacy. This I know. Yet I still long for a man who refuses to be taken in by all the smoke and mirrors. But I can't tell Ralph this. Ralph is all about the bottom line. I wonder about that sometimes. How I might have life, the whole thing, dead wrong. Screw the intangibles. Just make money. Our food arrives. Ralph has ordered a grilled chicken salad. I gaze fondly at my blintzes, knowing full well they constitute the last decent meal I'll get all week. "Ya don't got one fucking clue what you want, do ya?" Ralph says. Let's go with early retirement. See, that's the problem with you natural girls. The smart ones get the surgery and hit the road. Pandora Peaks, for instance. That broad's in her 40s, and she's still at it. But you think it's always going to be there, the looks, the money. You got no more sense of what's coming than a fucking cat. I think pussy is the word you're looking for. Ralph gives me a look suggesting I drop the sarcasm. He spears a chunk of meat on his fork. My advice, and you get plenty, is this. Figure out where the fuck you're going and do it fast. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a rude surprise when you get there. You don't want to sleep with me? Ralph says as he drives me to the hotel. How come? You don't pull any punches, do you? I ain't that much older than you. What are you? 24? 25? 20, I say, bristling. It already feels old, like I'd better start lying about it. I'm 36, he says. So what? You don't like Dagos? I glance over at him. He's not offended, just curious. How do you know I don't want to sleep with you? Do ya? Well, no. Why not? I work with you. So? No married guys, no guys on the rebound, and especially no guys I work with for longer than a week. Christ, you got a lot of rules. Life gets less complicated that way. Your ma run around with married guys? Huh? Pretty astute for a mobster. In the passenger window, I catch the ghost of my smile. The temperature's dropped about 30 degrees now that the sun's gone down. I'm guessing it's about 8 o'clock, but I don't know because I hate wearing a watch. Disorienting, not knowing exactly what time it is. We pass through an unremarkable burg before parking in the driveway of a brick suburban rambler. Where's the hotel? I ask. You're looking at it. No way. What's the matter? I thought I was staying at a hotel. You're safer here. I can keep an eye on you. Yeah, I can imagine what that will look like. Me, covers clutched up to my chin, waiting for him to slink into my bedroom. You think I'm going to rape you? What do you know? The guy's a mind reader. I don't have to rape a woman to get laid. Believe me. You're a gangster. How do I know what to believe? You sleep upstairs. I sleep in a basement. I'm not familiar with basements. We don't have any basements in Houston because Houston is a big stinking bayou that floods. Is there a lock on the bedroom door? Jesus! What is it with ya? Yes. Grumbling, I get out of the car. Knowing Ralph, he'd probably shoot the lock off anyway. I tramp up the steps to the front door, suspicious about a single man, a mobster, owning a house that so obviously screams wife, family, minivan. Inside, the furniture's fresh off the showroom floor. Lampshades are still encased in plastic. Floor runners, also plastic, that zigzag crazily in all directions. Everything matches. The couch with the curtains, curtains with the pillows, and the endless black lacquer. Vacuum tracks make darker gray diamonds in the nap of a silver carpet. Ralph stands looking at it, too, like he's not sure we're on familiar ground. Well, the sheets are clean, he says, leading me into the black lacquer master bedroom. "Shower's through there. You need anything? I'll be downstairs." I'm left with my suitcase in the aggressively male bedroom of an improbable house in a state where I don't speak the language. I sit down to unpack my stuff, then realize with a feeling akin to panic that I don't own a nightgown. I didn't buy one because I never guessed I'd need it. But I'm sure as hell not sleeping naked with Ralph in the house. I go through the drawers, quietly, in case he hears me and thinks I'm snooping. But the drawers are empty. Only the top one has anything in it, Ralph's passport. I thumb through the pages. How old did he say he was? 36? The guy's close to 50. He sure doesn't look it. Damn Italians. In the closet, I find only a collared button-down. He probably wears it when he goes to court. I snatch it off the hanger and take it into the bathroom with me. After my shower, I put it on. The shirt smells like Ralph, and what's really odd, that smell is comforting. I go to the kitchen for a soda. Nothing in the refrigerator. The thing's brand new, blindingly white when I pull open the door. The oven's never been used either. I can tell because the shrink wrap is still on the viewing window. I backtrack to the living room only to realize the books in the entertainment cabinet are fakes. Wooden spines painted to look like classics. Missing are the detritus of living. No TV guides, carpet slippers, wadded up chewing gum wrappers. It's a movie set, just like the rest of Rhode Island. No one lives here. The whole place is a lie. Thoroughly creeped out, I go padding down the stairs, determined to get some answers out of Ralph. He's asleep on a Barca lounger, fully clothed, lit only by a TV. A huge revolver lies across his lap. I scream. I don't mean to, but it comes out, and Ralph snaps instantly awake, conscious in the way a person can be only when his sleep is shallow and vigilant. "What are you doing with a gun?" "Calm down. Let me get the lights on." He goes over to a wall switch, and light floods the basement. Despite my fear, I am filled with wonder at what I see. The basement is like a high-end pawn shop. Wheeled racks crowded with furs, 10 enormous television sets, a Magritte painting that looks suspiciously real, and of course, wall-to-wall shag carpeting in orange. "You could have shot me," I say, my heart's thudding like a bass drum. Ralph's got the revolver in his hand, barrel pointed down. "The way you came tearing down here made me think, is that my shirt you're wearing?" "Yes." "Anyone ever tell you that without makeup you look like you're 12? I want to go to a hotel." "Ah, don't be the pain in the ass." "I want to go to a hotel." "It's damn near midnight. Look, you know Princess Padilla? She's one of my girls. Got all riled up one night, ran off to a hotel, and the bellhop hid out in her room and watched her get undressed." "Got riled up, did she? I can't imagine why." "You never heard of the princess?" Ralph sets his gun down on the coffee table, stretches his back, and heads over to a mini fridge. He grabs 2 bottles of water, offers me one. I take it, silently cursing myself. By accepting the water, I know I have conceded the victory. But then I never stood much of a chance of prevailing against Ralph. "That's Princess." Ralph gestures to a framed picture, a centerfold photo of a pretty Asian girl with a botched boob job and a long curling mass of black hair. Her boobs stick out in 2 directions. "I discovered her working at a 7-Eleven. I don't think she was but 16 or 17 at the time. Let me tell you, that girl was a beauty. Her pops, he was German, and her ma was from Thailand. Real exotic looking, this girl, but flat as a washboard. So I brought her some tits. And I bet those tits came with a hell of a price tag, for Princess at least. By the look of things, Ralph obviously took her to some discount tit doctor. They look particularly obnoxious on her tiny frame. I treated her real nice, too. Furs, jewelry, the whole bit. Sent her out to L.A. with Scott. All good, right? She got pissed at me one night and lit out. And you did nothing to provoke her? Ralph considers my question as he raises the water to his lips. Yeah, well, I don't think she understood the whole marriage thing. I ain't the marrying kind, and Princess needed a green card. I'm aghast. He plucked some underage illegal alien from behind the counter of a convenience store, slaps a pair of tits on her, and then shows off his new inflatable date on the pages of every stroke mag in the country? Wow. Broad tried to stab me, Ralph confessed, when I was sleeping even. Well, that explains it. What? No wonder you sleep with a goddamn gun. Thanks for listening. I'm Chris Kepler, and I hope you enjoyed listening to these stories as much as I enjoyed narrating them. I'd love for more people to hear these wonderful stories, so please share and tell your friends.